And we're live. Hello, folks. Welcome to the Blockchain Game Alliance, where Web3 gaming or Web3 is more than a trend; it's a movement. Today, we're very excited to showcase, just a few projects that we're so excited about. We got Rodrigo Chips from Hermit Crab. We've got Reiko, founder of Kalea, and of course, who could miss Phil Watkins from OV Live. So, welcome, folks, to the demo day of the Blockchain Game Alliance. How are you feeling today?
Doing great. Thank you.
Very well. Great to be here.
Awesome, right? So let's jump right into it. So first up, we have OV Interactive, Phil Watkins. Yeah. So welcome to the Blockchain Game Alliance Day. Can you tell us a bit more about yourself, what the project, what OV is, and maybe walk us through on just how OV works in general?
Yeah, sure. So obviously it's a pleasure to be here, and good evening to everyone who's obviously watching across Twitter and all the socials. Phil Watkins, founder of OV Interactive. Our consumer-facing platform is OV.live. Essentially, we are a live streaming infrastructure. We've managed to solve a technical problem within the live streaming industry that's existed for 20 years. Breaking it down at a 30,000-foot view, consider us a Twitch combination with Zoom or Google Meets with Restream.io or StreamYard, all wrapped up into one. So you can come onto OV, you can create your content, broadcast it, distribute it, edit it, receive all the AI editing tooling systems, subscriptions, tipping, all in one facility, whilst reaching your community across a variety of different platforms, broadcasting directly out to X, Twitch, Abstract, Telegram, wherever you choose. So our mission is to provide that one-stop shop, that one-stop content creation platform, which enables greater monetization, revenue sharing for creators. It saves you guys time because we provide the tools, and essentially how you utilize it is entirely up to you. So just to give you a bit of a backdrop, if you don't mind, I'll just share one of my screens to give you some of the technical difference as to what we've actually done here at OV. Now, essentially, our competitors, when it comes to live streaming infrastructure, typically start off in a protocol called WebRTC that has a capacity limit of 240, 250 people per instance, and then it has to get converted into a different protocol like RTMP, HLS, EHLS, etc. That conversion adds a lot of costs at scale, and obviously it raises the barrier for entry for anyone trying to step into the live streaming industry. So our competitors, yes, they need to convert to reach scale. It is very expensive, and it also adds latency to that protocol that they obviously convert into. So as we can see, like the cost per 100 per people per hour is roughly around $11. And then the latency, is up around the 3 to 5 seconds for EHLS and 20 to 30 seconds for YouTube Live. Where OV steps in, we've managed to remove that capacity limit, easily able to scale to 50 to 100,000 people per instance. We don't have to convert. We stay in one protocol. We do everything sub-second latency, that's globally. And this is being kind, but yeah, roughly 10x cheaper than our competitors. It's actually a lot more than that. But if I am able to then just jump straight into the platform, because I really don't want to bore you with the presentations. I would love to show you the meat behind OV and what it actually looks like from a consumer-facing platform. So this is what we've set up purposely for today. You're getting a direct view of our creator studio, which is absolutely awesome. This gives all the options. So it's completely dynamic, completely customizable. As you can see, I've intentionally branded it for the BGA demo day today. But what makes us completely different is that obviously everything we can just dynamically move and resize as we see fit. We can then also bring in additional features like QR codes. We can simultaneously run So this is, if it populates, I'm kind of asking my computer to do a lot here in regards to streaming as well as sharing on multiple fronts. So let's just try the video share. Okay, so this is where it's bringing up obviously a trailer, as well as this. In this box here, if I wasn't streaming on multiple locations, would actually be Fortnite. And if you think that's not enough, everything has dynamic control systems. You can push it to the back as far as basically layering is concerned, as well as bringing in literally some friends to join you in on the action. Once you save the layout, essentially it pushes it live to the audience, and again, everything is completely customizable. You can narrow it down and basically rebrand it how you see fit. So from a conference calling perspective, it's not just a live stream platform. We can essentially we have our own conferencing bridge. You can set up private and public streams, conference calls. People are able to join and exit the streams on demand as well. There's live chat facilities, and then this is just essentially our phase one rollout, basically. In the coming weeks, we'll be essentially activating our monetization, so the tipping, subscriptions, and what we're very excited about is the audience reward mechanisms, which are coming as well. Essentially what we're aiming to produce is this customizable content creator studio, which is very, very applicable to gaming studios. It's very applicable to online arenas because of the multiple video feeds that obviously you can have at once. You could be streaming multiple games in the same obviously environment, which kind of makes it a lot more exciting for the viewership, for commentaries, for tournaments, for games overall, and providing that toolkit all in one place. That's literally what we're here to do at Ovi. So I hope that was a nice introduction.
Yes, thank you so much, Phil. What was quite interesting is latency. I think that's really a game changer. That's basically with almost zero latency. That's almost like real time. Yes, if that's correct.
Yeah, correct. So 0.4 milliseconds. 0.4 seconds globally. So that's the beautiful part of staying in one protocol and not having to convert, because obviously every time you convert, that adds the latency as well. There's obviously been a lot more optimization behind the scenes as far as the proprietary technology is concerned and the tech stack that we've built, but having complete ownership of the streaming engine itself allows us to produce a lot more functions and features, and then basically allows us to evolve that streamer or content creator to audience fan engagement relationship as well.
Awesome, glad to hear it. So just a follow-up question about Ovi. Is the product live right now? Is it free or is there a price to it? For people wondering right now watching this demo day, is it free or do they have to purchase like a subscription similar to Twitch and stuff?
That's a great question. Yes, Ovi.live is online today. You can head over to the platform, sign up, utilizing your Google or email account. What I've just demonstrated there is available. The Content Creator Studio is available to all users. We've built it in a way in which it's very Web2 friendly. So, you've got your social logins, those credentials, you have your wallets created for you. We are utilizing Third Web at the moment. So obviously fiat onboarding will be quite seamless. Everything will be settled on ApeChain, but we're actually building it in a network agnostic way, where essentially on the payment side, we're network inclusive. So essentially we want to provide that very seamless Web2 experience, but with all the Web3 blockchain rails at the end of the day, because we've already got the platform to a point where creators or streamers or anyone really can have a token gated experience very shortly. They can set up private streams. That's basically the route that we're heading. In the future, once obviously the monetization is activated, there will be tiered memberships for obviously certain features that coincide as with the business model. But when you compare that with our competitors on the market, for instance, who are only live streaming platforms or broadcasting platforms such as StreamYard or Restream.io, we are already offering a lot more features, but at a lower price point entry, basically.
Amazing. I love how you make it seamless, for Web3 users, because as far as I know, people tend to have their own preference when you're using live stream. So for those people who want to use OV, I love that there's just so many features. All right. So thank you so much, Phil. If you guys want to check out OV, let me just share their link right here. You can check out OV. It's free right now. As Phil, it's on, just check ov.live and it brings you straight to OV. So you can start using it, for creating content, for streaming, any way you like it. If you have any specific questions, just let us know. OV is available to reach on their Twitter, on their official channels. So yeah, with that being said, thank you so much, Phil. And now let's time to go to the most awaited part, the prizes or the quiz question. So the prize will be an NFT called an OV store. Here we go. So the prize would be an OV store. I haven't checked it out right now, but putting the name Soar makes it think it's a dinosaur. But anyway, yeah. Oh no. Yes, sorry. What is the name of the? I think I butchered that one, unfortunately.
No, you're right. If you're looking on Magic Eden, oh sorry. Oh, you gave the answer before the question.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Can you try a different one, Phil? I'm sorry, I didn't see that on the sheet before. Maybe we can try another question.
No, you're good. You're good. Oh, now you're putting me on the spot.
Or we can just raffle it at the end of the stream if that's okay with you. I didn't check that actually on the prize, so I apologize.
No, you're okay. More than happy to raffle it afterwards. Yeah, but in relation to the question, the NFT collection, which has a VIP access to OV.live, is called the OV Soars. It is currently live on Magic Eden on Ape Chain, and yeah, those OV Soars will have essentially VIP access, additional benefits outside of the nominated membership tier as well. So
awesome.
3D avatars, interchangeable traits. Yeah, there's a lot behind it.
OV Soar. All right, awesome. So thank you so much, Phil. We'll be raffling it out after this stream. Hopefully, we can get some followers as well. So for you watching out there, watch out. After the stream, we'll be wrapping out one NFT collection from OV.live, which is an OV Soar. All right. So thank you so much, Phil, for sharing OV. I think it's a very interesting project, and we'll be sure to check it out. Next up, we have Herbie Crab Game Studio. We have Rodrigo Chips from Herbert Crab. So welcome to the Blockchain Game Alliance Demo Day. Can you tell us a bit more about yourself and what Herbert Crab does, more specifically the games? I think it's Rumble Kongs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you so much for the opportunity to showcase Rumble Kong League. I'll go straight. I'm business manager at Hermit Crab. We are a company here from Brazil, but the project itself, it's game developed all over the place, all over the world. And what I came to showcase today is basically our new feature, which is a duel. But for those who don't know the game itself, I'll do a quick review and play a little bit of the game, a few parts of the game. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna share my screen here. And here you should be seeing the game itself. The game is a mobile game right now. So sorry if you see any shader problem. It's pretty much because I'm emulating it right now. It's a basketball game. If you guys ever played once in a life the game, ever heard of NBA Jam? It's I don't know what happened here. Okay, Got it. Oh, I see. So every time that I click outside the streaming, I'll have a few back and forth here on the streaming side, because this was unexpected for me. So you notice that every time that I click here for a tap for skip or anything like that, or every time that I interact, probably the streaming will stop. So this was really unexpected for me. Let's see how this goes. But as you can see here, this is a basketball game that will be keep stopping from right now. I'm pretty sure it will be stopped, right? And nothing will be showcasing. Am I right? And this is pretty much because I'm switching screens, and for some reason this is not working exactly as expected. But I just wanted to showcase the main game that we have here, and after that, what we planned to show here was the feature duels that hopefully I'll be able to show to you guys somehow. Let me see if this goes. I think that this back and forth is not exactly as we were expecting. Now everything froze apparently, and I'm interesting. So let me see if I can get somewhere. Okay, apparently now I got it. I'm gonna clear this, and I'm gonna get back here, and finally apparently this is working properly. Yay! Thank you for whoever solved the problem for me. And this is the game itself, and right now we are releasing later today here in Hot Shots. We have an option called Duel. The Duel is a player versus player option. I just did a duel here and I just won, so I'm claiming my prize. And I'm gonna create a new duel and see if I can find someone to play against me. You notice that this is a very straightforward game. It's pretty much you against someone else. Is asynchronous, so all you have to do is pretty much shot the ball and go for the prize that is fame, which is our main currency of the game. And whoa, I'm playing horribly, but the idea is I did all the wrong shots at once, but this is pretty much how the game works. And you start going to random positions, and once the dueler, the one that will play against you, he will get the same spots to see if he can get a better score and beat you or not. And so once the game is done on the duel mode, here I have a duel open, and anyone who wants to play against me, the one that I just did, is just go to the game and find this specific duel with the horrible score. And if you beat me, you get my 50 fame as a prize. The challenge that you have is pretty much the place where you can train for the duels, so you won't spend or win as much fame as you have in the game. And here we have the Atlas, just so you guys know what else we have in the game, which is a place where you can walk around and see other players, see other places to interact. And hopefully this will load a little bit faster than I wish. There you go. And here we have a common area where you can walk around, see other Kongs, other players around, play with them. And right now, this will be one of the main places where you'll find your friends and colleagues to challenge them and do games in the near future. So this is how it's going so far. you can interact, as you can see. And the main thing of the game, which is the game itself. Now I can get back to the game and play a little bit just so you guys see how the game is right now. Here you can go to play and play casually. And those games are, you get rewarded with our other coin, which is not a token. So this is pretty much how the games, and as I was saying before, this is pretty much as it used to be, the NBA Jam, I would say. Very, I'll see if I can I'll be able to talk and play at the same time. But special moves and super dunks and things like that, ball being on fire and all of those cool stuff that you can have with special moves that you can purchase in our store, or you will have your Kong will have straightforward once you have the game bought. So this is a little bit of what you saw on that quick time event game. You'll have here, trying to, wow, this is horrible. I swear that I played better than this, but apparently today is not my day. I'm too nervous to play this in front of a bigger crowd, but this is pretty much it. So this is Rumble Kong League. Hopefully you'll find it on App Store and Google Play, and have fun playing duels with me or any other people that you want. So that's it. I'll stop sharing this.
Yes. Thank you so much, Rodrigo, for sharing it. I love the game. It reminds me of sometime between 2014 and 2017. Back in the day, people were super addicted in playing basketball games. So that game actually reminds me of that. It's super nostalgic for me. So yeah.
Thank you for having me, and I'm open to any questions and anything else that you. As I said, the new feature duels that you can play player versus player will be open later today, and hopefully you'll see some of you guys playing there.
Yes, just a question for people wondering out there. Is the game on Google Play, or is it specifically for mobile, or is it available anywhere else?
Yes, the game is available on iOS and Android, and you can just download there for free and play the game, have fun, and spend some coins on the duels and the challenges that we have.
Amazing. Yeah. Anyway, so cool. Appreciate it. I even love the feature where you can interact with other players. I see some other games where we just play immediately and doesn't have that specific feature. So kudos to the team. Pretty impressive in my opinion. And I know how painful it is to get the apps approved on Google Play and iOS as well, especially iOS. They're very strict with the regulations and stuff. So yeah, pretty cool. Awesome. So if you guys want to check out Rumble Kongs, I will be sharing the link here to their website. It's pretty neat actually. Check out www.rumblekongleague.com to check out you can play basketball by the game. So pretty cool. And now for the moment that we have been waiting for, hopefully I don't butcher this one. Time for the quiz questions. So the quiz question is, how many Kongs in Rumble Kong League were sold as NFTs? Do we have any takers? If not, if nobody answers in the next 30 seconds or so, we will be ruffling this out, the prize, and the prize is going to be a giveaway pack with in-game hard currency. How much are we talking about, Rodrigo?
Oh, we're gonna give them a pack of 10K of every in-game currency that we have. So this is a lot. This is enough to have a lot of fun.
Let's find that out. So the prize would be 10K of every in-game currency. So that would be the prize for all the viewers out there. If nobody knows the answer, they might be searching up. If not, in the next maybe 10-20 seconds, we're going to have to move on to the next to keep the time.
No problem.
If not, we're going to have to raffle this after the live. So do we have any takers? Let's see. Going once, going twice. And still no. All right, so we're gonna have to raffle this. So again, thank you so much, Rodrigo, for sharing that wonderful presentation. And now
Thank
we
you.
have the final one. Last but not the least, we have Kalea Digital. We have the founder here, Reiko, founder of Kalea. So how are you doing today? Can you tell us a bit more about yourself and Kalea in general?
Oh, good, oh, good. Thank you for having me. First of all, thank you everyone that's watching and that's here. It's great to be here, part of this cohort. So, well, I'm Raiko. I'm from Spain. We're based in Spain, actually, in Madrid. And what we do at Kalea is we help projects design more robust and resilient token economies. But the way that we do this is utilizing a proprietary software that we've developed, which allows us to build digital twins of complex systems. So what does this mean? It essentially means that we have the capacity to replicate the whole protocol and token economy on a one-to-one scale before going live, and then running a lot of simulations to proactively try and break it. And so by doing this, we achieve that, first of all, the token makes sense, that it's robust, it's resilient, has enough liquidity, and all of those typical things that tend to get overlooked by just simply doing it on an Excel sheet, and ensuring that then the token doesn't crash on day 2 or 3, 80% once it touches the market, right? So this is the core of what we do. Now, how we do it, as I said, it's through the digital twin. So we need to very understand how projects work and the reason to have a token. And the only reason to have a token is to incentivize or disincentivize the desired user behavior. Okay, so the way that we operate is building this twin, but then why we're here is because we're going to be launching very, very soon an AI agent to test your tokenomics. So with your permission, I'm going to share the screen as well. And and here it is. So we've been working on this. So the underlying technology, as I said, we've been working on it for 3 years. Now we're launching this light version of the full capacity with the AI agent, where you can input your tokenomics and then it'll run simulations. Currently, we're running over 1 million simulations, where each one is a different scenario. Why? Because we cannot predict the future. And if I could predict the future, I'd probably be Maldives or some other place with a pina colada in my hand. But we can predict a lot of things that could potentially happen or not. So that's why we currently do on average about 1 million simulations. And what we're testing here is everything, essentially. So we are adding as much stress to the system as possible. So when we run the simulations, this is the ARC, the Asset Resilience Composite that we've designed and developed, where we look at different indices, so price resilience, supply resilience, inflation, and market resistance. And then also we have the team, which in this case is not being applied fully. And then we get an overall score on how the token is performing. So we get the typical analysis on the tokenomics, right? Allocations, vestings, lockups, prices, discount prices for different rounds, and so on. But then how is your supply shock looking, right? So ideally you want changes in token prices to be low the first, every time that you release tokens to the market. You don't want any given day to be giving away too many tokens, as this will have a direct impact on the price of the token and how the ecosystem is performing. We can see here. So this is one of the first parts of the analysis, and then we start diving deeper into other sections. So for instance, the price. As I said, we're doing over 1 million simulations. So what we are looking here is actually how many simulations are actually below TG, for instance, or what's the volatility or the average drawdown at any given moment in time. And then we can look at different KPIs. Inflation analysis, same for it. This is a core part of any protocol. A lot of tokens die because they're giving too many tokens at any given point in time to the users. As I said, you want to incentivize them, but you don't want to overdo it, right? And then we go into more specifics on how does your token react under different market conditions and different selling pressures. So if we assume that 100% of holders are going to be selling different percentages, so 10%, 25%, 50%, so on of the token holdings under different market conditions, how does the token actually react and sustain to that? And are we actually recovering or not. So, for instance, during a very bearish market, if holders sell 25% of the holdings, there's less than a 50% chance that you will actually recover. And in the case that you do, you're actually doing it in about 30 days. You can see here some of the specifics as well on this subject. And then for the team cell analysis, this is something very important. At the end of the day, a lot of tokens act also as a financing tool for the teams and to develop better products, right? So here we are analyzing how much can be sold on a daily basis and cumulative by any given team under different market conditions. And are we selling, when we're selling this, is it having a positive impact or a negative impact, or how negative is that impact, right? So if someone comes along and they're like, hey, we want to sell 50K a month, and the market condition is this, will it be actually possible to do it or not? So this is something very important. Essentially, we're helping projects avoid crashing their token very quickly, and then maximizing, of course, the returns for the community and for the whole ecosystem from the very beginning. Okay, well, so that is this part. So having said this, I know that a lot of gaming projects are very linked to NFTs and having a token, and it's something very complex, right? Because designing a token is not only part of the ecosystem, but it's also, when it comes to a game, it's interlinked to the game dynamics in a lot of cases. So this design, if it's not tested and robust, then can have a very negative consequences in the overall process and ecosystem. And that's when we jumped in, right? Being able to model the game, model how the token interacts with the people, how the people interact with the token, and maximizing the returns. And that's all on our end.
Thank you so much, Rico. That is a very, very interesting project, in my opinion. I actually have a lot of questions myself personally. I don't know if you guys have any specific questions, Rodrigo and Phil. If you have any, I mean, the floor is okay. But for me personally, that feature where you can see how much holders are actually selling day by day is actually very interesting, because I haven't seen that in any of the projects before. So does this mean, basically what you're saying, you can predict an outcome of a specific project by just the token itself, basically?
Yeah, so as I said, we cannot predict the future, but if we know, so this is here. So if we know that certain market conditions are happening, then we can model and simulate everything. So I can tell you, I cannot predict the future, but I can tell you, hey, if A, B, and C happens, then D is most likely the next outcome. So it's very close to predictions. And actually, when we've run backtest to designs that we've done in the past and seeing how the token price actually performed, we were actually pretty on spot with the prices. So we tend to be, when we tend to miss on the upside, but then we tend to be very accurate on the downside, which is something very positive. So I rather miss out on predicting someone is going to do a 10x than missing out on someone predicting that they're going to go down 50%. So part of our job is to be quite negative when it comes to the teams, right? We speak with a lot of projects, and obviously all founders have to be very optimistic, myself included. But then when you're designing a token, you have to be very pessimistic. So what's the worst thing that can happen at any given point in time? Because the worst thing that can happen will probably happen at some point. And if someone can exploit your system, they will exploit the system. And if you're doing a private round and you're doing a 90% discount to your investors and unlocking 20% at DGE, don't be naive saying, oh no, they're not going to sell. I would. And probably everyone here would as well. So it's how we, at the end of the day, look at everything and go into much detail as possible in order to try and, as you said, not predict, I don't like that word, but we are kind of predicting what is happening or what could happen.
That's actually quite insane, in my opinion. I love how you sell. People would exploit because they would. I've seen so many crypto projects before when they launch a token, just a few days, maybe a week after, maybe even just a few hours, they would dump the token immediately. Even after days and weeks of marketing, it would come out as something, as legitimate. But yeah, this is crypto, so that's why we get a bad prep about this. But yeah, very interesting software. I don't know if Rodrigo or Phil has any specific questions. You can ask them. Yes, Phil.
Yeah, not really. Maybe more of a comment and observation. Obviously, I think what Reiko and what's been displayed here, first time seeing it for myself. I think it's a very very much needed tool in the industry and in the market. I mean, I know as a founder, I come from a data analytics perspective. The amount of quant analytics, the amount of formulas that would go into building, the complexities of building a system like this, to have it available at your fingertips as a founder, pre-TGE and then post-TGE, I think is very, very impressive. So I think this is where we're kind of in real time seeing solutions like this come to the market, and the industry literally smartening up on how we build our platforms around our tokenomics. And how we go to market. So yeah, I'm a fan. Reiko, I will be in touch.
Thanks, Phil.
I think it's very needed. Cheers.
Yeah, it goes both ways. And I mean, what you mentioned, what you both mentioned is very true. Actually, quite recently, I'm not going to say the name. It wouldn't be nice on my end. But we were talking with this potential client some time ago, and they're a tier 1 project. They launched their token at 350 FTV. Tier 1 project. We were speaking with them to run all of this, and they came over to us and they were like, look, we're doing all of this on an Excel. That's good enough. The project is down 85%, and they launched 4 days ago. So if anyone wants to go do some deep research, you can probably find it. But as Phil, as you said, it's a lot of people overlook the depth and the amount of different mechanisms that is happening at any given time here, right? Because one trigger in one side. So if you give 10 tokens more to an individual, those 10 tokens can already have a cascade effect then on a lot of situations throughout the process. And then, so if I have to give any recommendations to projects out there building right now, don't oversell it to investors. I know cash is king, and when you're building stuff, it's very important to raise funds and have the capital to be able to go to market. But don't sell it too cheap to someone or give them too good conditions. If they're asking you to have zero lockup, zero vesting, or a massive release at TGE, they're probably not a good investor or partner for their project. Don't overgive to the community. It's important to reward the community, and that's the main reason you should be launching a token. Don't overdo it as well, because then the community itself will end up killing the project. And a lot of gaming projects have suffered from this. And then when you're looking at your liquidity, don't be scared to putting money into liquidity, because if not, once again, don't even bother launching a token. It'll crash immediately. So it would be my advice to any projects building out there right now.
Very interesting. I love this. Just a quick follow-up question. What's the pricing for, let's say, for what's the term again? For a quick review of the tokenomics. Is there a price to this, Reiko?
So once we launch the AI agent, we hope to be launching in a couple of weeks. We will actually be giving out the first reviews for free during that period. Then for a full in-depth analysis review of a project, it really depends on the complexity of the project, but we normally charge about $5,000. And then if we have to build the full replica of the protocol, then the price goes up, because it really depends on the complexity. We also have the capacity of A/B testing mechanisms, not only token-wise, but as I mentioned, also from the protocol and the ecosystem. We have the capacity of A/B testing, and then we use what's called a genetic optimization algorithm to find the optimal point of things. So we don't just try a number, see what happens, try another number, see what happens. We tell it the objective function, which is, hey, this is the mathematical translation of our objective. For instance, we want the maximum price with the lowest liquidity possible. And then we let it run hundreds of millions of simulations throughout. Normally it takes about 10 days on average. It's a lot of computing power. And then it'll tell you like, hey, this is the set of parameters that works the best. And that's it. So then in that case, it's very custom. So it would be like custom enterprise. So it really depends from the project. It can range from anywhere from 15K to 100 plus. So it really depends.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I've seen AI agents before, but I haven't seen an AI agent like this before, if that makes sense. This is actually pretty impressive. I agree with power. Yeah.
I mean, here we're combining two things. So we spent 3 years building the backend for what's defined as CAD, complex automated design software. So we built it ourselves from scratch, putting on GPUs and so on, so we can run everything very quickly. And then we started adding the AI to a lot of the sections. But the whole architecture is actually we've been building from scratch for 3 years now.
Crazy. It's crazy and pretty impressive in my opinion. So
Thanks.
yeah, for you watching out there, this is a very interesting thing in my opinion. I will be checking out myself and when it launches personally. But if you want to check it out right now, the website would be www.kaleadigital.com. Be sure to check it out. Very impressive AI agent. Check it out yourself. You might even, for those people watching out there, founders, designers, yeah, be sure to check it out. And now for the moment that we have been waiting for is the prize and the quiz questions. If not, we can ruffle it out, no worries. So the question would be, why can high staking rewards lead to unhealthy token dynamics? If I can answer this myself, I would, but unfortunately, I am the host, so I won't be answering this myself. For those people watching right now, why can high staking rewards lead to unhealthy token dynamics? If nobody answers, I'll be ruffling this out. And the prize would be a free analysis report on tokenomics resilience. Let me just put that right here. The prize would be a free report from Kalea Digital on tokenomics resilience. The question would be, why can high staking rewards lead to unhealthy tokens? Do we have any takers in the next, 10, 20 seconds? If not, I will be ruffling this out for all the 50 viewers right now watching the stream. Maybe they're shy or they don't know the answer to it. Maybe they're Googling right now on ChatGPT. So going once, going twice, and all right, we have to move on. No, nobody got the answer. So I would love to answer it myself, but unfortunately, so yeah, I'm a host, so I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, super stoked to have you guys here today at the Blockchain Game Alliance demo day. Super interesting. I loved every part of the project here, and super stoked what you guys are building. With that being said, I don't know if you have any final words, Reiko, Rodrigo, and Phil. But anyways, thank you so much for being here today, and as always, thank you for being part of the Blockchain Game Alliance.
Thanks for hosting. I guess that's
Thank you
the
for
main
having
thing.
us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I will be,
And to anyone watching, thank you very much as well.
thank you. Shout out to our 50 viewers watching right now the stream. So we will be raffling out the prize, especially Reiko's, and of course 10K where the prize is, and of course a free NFT worth $40 to $50 if I'm not mistaken, Ovisor. So watch out for the tweet. We will be raffling that out shortly. With that being said, thank you guys. I've had fun today, and I'll see you around.
Thanks.
Bye everyone.
Bye bye.
Thanks, guys.